Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Wilhelm Theo. Thanks for the awesome suggestion. Theo, you asked who built the very first satellite. If you've ever looked up at the night sky and wondered how humans managed to toss metal objects into orbit on purpose, then this one's for you. Today, we're unraveling the wild origins of the world's first satellite, from secret Soviet engineers to a tiny beeping sphere that scared an entire nation awake. So, if you've ever been curious about how the space age really began, stick around as we launch into the surprising, funny, and slightly chaotic story behind Sputnik, right here on Explaining Everything. So, first things first. The year is 1957. People are wearing high-waisted everything. Televisions look like wooden microwaves, and the world's biggest flex is launching stuff into space. But here's the truth. No textbook tells you. No one woke up and said, "Hey, let's build a satellite today." Nope. This started as a tense science competition between world superpowers, the US and the Soviet Union, who were basically acting like two kids showing off who can throw a rock higher. And in this cosmic pissing contest, the Soviets threw the first stone, and it hit orbit. So, who built the first satellite? The Soviet Union. A team of engineers led by chief designer Sergei Korolyov, a brilliant guy whose identity was so secret during his lifetime that he was basically the space version of Banksy. Korolyov and his team built Sputnik 1, a sphere so small and so simple that today it looks like a futuristic Christmas ornament. Picture a 58-centimeter metal ball with 4 long antennas sticking out like it's trying to pick up Wi-Fi from Jupiter. But looks weren't the point. Its job was to beep. That's it, just beep. Some satellites today take high-resolution photos, track weather systems, or help you find the nearest milk tea shop. Sputnik? It was like, beep, I exist. Deal with it. Yet this little beeping raisin was enough to shake the entire planet. When Sputnik launched on October 4th, 1957, the reaction was wild. Soviet scientists celebrated like they'd just unlocked a cheat code. Ordinary people stared at the sky, hoping to spot the little dot flying above, like the world's very first Find My device. Meanwhile, in the United States, people panicked. Newspapers practically screamed, "The Russians have a space ball!" And government officials were sweating through their suits. Why? Because Sputnik proved something terrifyingly simple. If they could put a satellite in orbit, they could put anything in orbit. Cue anxiety, emergency meetings, and scientists chugging coffee like their lives depended on it. Let's be real. Functionally speaking, Sputnik didn't do much, but symbolically, it was massive. It became the first man-made object to reach orbit, proving that humans could officially leave Earth, and not by the country people expected. Its launch kicked off the space race, sparking a decade-long, "Oh yeah, watch this" rivalry between the US and the USSR that led to satellites, astronauts, moon landings, and countless overworked engineers. It also showed the world that the Soviet R-7 rocket was incredibly powerful, a piece of engineering so impressive it practically deserved a chef's kiss. In short, that one shiny beeping ball changed everything. After Sputnik 1 orbited for 3 months, it burned up in the atmosphere, basically turning into a shooting star with an attitude. But by then, the damage, or progress, depending on who you ask, was done. The United States scrambled to build their own satellite and launched Explorer 1 4 months later. They also created NASA because apparently the government finally decided, hey, maybe we should have a space department. Meanwhile, the Soviets kept flexing. They launched Sputnik 2, which carried Laika the space dog, the world's first astronaut who didn't get paid for her work. From there, the space race escalated until Neil Armstrong yeeted himself onto the moon in 1969 and said, "One giant leap for mankind," while silently whispering, "Take that, Soviets." But through all that chaos, we can't forget where it started. A tiny metal orb made by Korolev's secret team. Here's the funniest part. If you use GPS, weather forecasts, satellite internet, or anything location-based, you're benefiting from a chain reaction caused by that one beeping ball. Every satellite in orbit today, thousands of them, traces its family tree back to Sputnik 1. Think of it as the space version of that great-grandparent who did one dramatic thing that changed the whole family forever. And that's the story of who built the very first satellite, a Soviet engineering team led by the mysterious genius Sergei Korolyov, who launched a beeping metal volleyball that sent the world into a scientific meltdown. If you enjoyed this space-powered adventure, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more brain-bending answers to everyday questions. And if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about here on Explaining Everything.